Now we are going on to the last award for this afternoon. Wow, we zoomed through. But then that will give you time to have the conversation with Doris. I think that's great. Our last award for this afternoon is for the podcast Best Series category. Susan River is a 3-time Peabody Award-winning global media executive and coach. She here. Lori Few is a journalist with 35 years of experience producing news and current affairs, digital content, and investigative journalism. Masih Khalatbari is a reporter for the Investigative Journalism Bureau in Toronto who is committed to uncovering systemic issues and amplifying underreported stories. And Sheguye Tajvidi is an audiovisual producer with 15 years of media production experience across genres and formats. Max Laszlo is a current Global Affairs Master's student at the American University of Beirut and former investigative reporter with the Investigative Journalism Bureau. Their winning series takes a look at the political and ethical stakes behind Canada's debate to expand medical assistance in dying or MAID. We will now play an excerpt for you to listen.
He needed to end his life, and I had to be the first one to respect him for that.
Michael was stuck at home in pain and incurable disease.
When it comes right down to it, I'm still going to be sick. So all the money in the world really isn't going to help me. Nothing will change.
Then Canada's new legislation allowing for a doctor-assisted death presented a solution.
Thank you and congratulations to the team. I now welcome them to share a few words.
Thank you, Lamo. And on behalf of all the members of our team, I thank the RNAO for this honor, which we hold dearly. Our podcast, Ultimate Choice, began really with one man's choice, originally featured in the Toronto Star. That man's name is Michael Fraser, who was no longer able to do the things he loved, like cooking for his wife Anne, who was housebound by pain, poverty, and incurable disease. So he faced an existential question. Do I want to continue living? It's a decision that more and more Canadians were grappling with as the nation expanded its controversial medical assistance in dying program, known as MAID. We spent months with him, his community, and his loved ones to try and understand what leads someone to pursue death. Michael Fraser's life ended at 3:25 p.m. on July 2nd, 2022. But his story didn't really end there. With MAID, the nation was going through a moral and philosophical reckoning that was entirely unprecedented. The medical community in particular was more divided and enraged on this issue than I've ever seen before. So we went not only beyond one article, but beyond one publication and one medium. The IJB and the Toronto Star partnered with TVO and Piz Gloria Productions to produce this documentary podcast series. The end result was an intimate portrait of people's autonomy and a hard-hitting expose that revealed the political and ethical stakes behind this great debate in Canada. And for the world of journalism, this podcast impact is a testament to the power of breaking down silos and working in collaboration with one another. So in addition to the team that's named on this award, I'd like to thank Rob Cribb, who's a podcast host, my editor, and mentor, who courageously grappled with deeply personal aspects of his own life to tell the story. I'd also like to thank Bruce Edwards for the mix and sound design of the podcast, and Allison Leighton Brown, who did the original music composition. With such an emotional and intimate series, the feel and sound of the podcast was just as important as the journalism. And lastly, I'd like to thank the brave people who opened up their hearts to us as they pursued their own journey with death, sharing the deepest aspects of their lives to help us inform the public on this issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Max. Does anyone else want to speak from the team? We have a little bit of time.
I'm on the team, and I just want to say that Everything that Masih said is true, except that he didn't congratulate himself. He was absolutely key, as anyone knows, because we work in similar spaces where people's health is one thing, their emotional health and well-being is another. And speaking with these people and talking to them about coming forward in this very, very public space in a very intimate way, it takes a special kind of journalist. And it takes a special kind of person. And, we practice what we call trauma-informed journalism, which means making sure that we respect the survivors and the people we talk about and their stories. But, there's something deeper than that when somebody's respectful, as this team was, with finding the people and telling their stories. So thank you for this award, and thanks to you guys over at the IJB.
Yeah, thank you for the group. Death and dying is always a difficult topic, especially when it involves legislation. And so thank you for bringing this story. And of course, you've rightly thanked all those patients and people who've opened up their hearts and talked to you about it. So thank you to them as well.